Now, what did we do? We, of course, as DG Agriculture, are not qualified to speak on the issue of public health. So the first thing we did is we turned to the scientific community. And as I said, some of those we have quoted and we have contacted are here in this audience, and some are all over the European Union scientific community, the International Obesity Task Force, for example. So we asked for input, and we got most brilliant and most sufficient input from the scientific and from the public health NGO community, input that was so substantial that the competence of DG Agriculture in this whole discussion about the school fruit scheme regarding public health was never questioned. There was never an argument by all those parties who said DG Agriculture should not do that, this is not the right approach. There was never anybody who said, your data is wrong, you're not experts, you have no clue. Thanks to a very strong and permanent cooperation with the scientific community, with NGOs, we managed to establish a base of data, of evidence that was survived all criticism, so to speak. Secondly, we turned to the NGO sector and asked directly for experiences from ongoing projects, to ask about issues that are crucial in increasing consumption of school children, in reaching a better health for children. And these are three of the main issues that were raised by public health NGOs. They insisted on that the distribution of fruit and vegetable alone is not enough. There must be accompanying measures. There must be integrated communication measures, and also and this is a very strong argument for the European Union, for the Commission to become active in this field. A major obstacle to establishing long-term approaches in school fruit and vegetable schemes was that, of course, in every member state, political priorities changed. One year there was money there for a program, the next year there's no money there. A European framework, of course, could provide stability and sustainability in this aspect. This is what we learned from the NGO side. From the agricultural sector, of course, our most immediate partners, we learned a lot also. For example, I think the discussion was also touched upon here, fresh produce versus processed produce. There are, of course, benefits in both. Fact is that obviously alone, in order to allow member states to establish school fruit schemes, excuse me, school fruit schemes exactly how and as they like it, a maximum flexibility should be given. That means Brussels is in no position to write up a list of produce that should be distributed to school children. We wanted to create a demand-sided policy. That means the people choose which product they want to eat. The people involved, the teachers, the health sector, and the agricultural sector in the member states choose which produce they want to use within these school fruit schemes, and nobody else. Excuse me. Another issue raised by the agriculture sector was, of course, a simple management. And the third point here on this slide is a very provocative issue that was also raised. That, however, is far beyond the reach of DG Agriculture and even the Commission itself. That is to ban competitive foodstuffs from school environments. That is, of course, the Coca-Cola vending machine in the sports centers of public schools. That is something that is a measure that can be taken on member states level. That is nothing that the European Union wants or can get involved in. And finally, again, the issue also the sector raised about ensuring sustainability by providing a multi-annual programming framework. Member states, just to fly through this, we learned from them that there are several models ongoing, which ones are and how they are working. Enticement, kickstand, and provision scheme, we called them in our analysis. We learned from them that there are a lot of different distribution systems, which of course again are reflecting the administrative and political reality in member states. So also the framework, the European, should be very flexible to allow for all this to continue to exist. And thirdly, and this is a very important issue, monitoring and evaluation should become integrated parts of any school fruit scheme in order to provide for transparent assessment and also the necessary legitimacy of any such measure. So we took all these, we tried to take all these issues into account, but as you saw, issues like the competitive foodstuffs ban could not be taken into account. We tried to, in our proposal, to establish a transparent allocation key for the budgetary funds, to write in the obligation for member states to establish a strategy, that means a multi-annual, a more strategic approach to the issue. We put into our proposal that the program will be assessed after 3 years, and with the possibility, of course, then to extend, terminate, or prolong it, whatever. And of course, we took into account what the sector told us about the costs. This is the details that we put into the Council regulation in the legislative text that is at this moment, as we are speaking, discussed by the Ministers of Agriculture at their meeting in Luxembourg. These are the main issues: that there has to be a strategy, monitoring, evaluation included, information measures, that member states can implement their program on regional level. This is extremely important, obviously, for federal countries like Belgium, like Germany. And also what we have done in addition to these hard facts, we have put a very big focus on communication measures. We have, of course, created an internet page which we will develop into an internet portal, so something more proactive, more interactive. We have, we're planning to create a series of seminars in regions, means that we go to the member states, and preferably to groups of member states, where we would like to invite experts to introduce, to encourage member states officials, NGOs, local sector representatives in these regions to come together and create school fruit schemes. We will continue, of course, to go to public events. And finally, on the 15th and 16th of December, there will be this, I hope you have heard about it. It has been transmitted to you by Sharon Hall via your network. There will be this big school fruit scheme conference in December, which will be followed up by an annual event, but that, of course, is in late 2009, the next time. To come to the conclusions, all these different issues that I've raised, coming back to starting from the basis that I've established as our existing policies, what is concretely the proposal that is now being discussed? First, purchase of fruit and vegetables. The Commission pays the fruit and vegetables and the linked costs. That's our proposal. That is easy to control for us, and that should be a big help for any school fruit scheme. Monitoring and evaluation, as I said, has to be part of any scheme, will be also paid by the Commission, as well as information measures. Minimum information measures, which bring in the teachers and the parents. But just linked to this, really the minimum. Additional elements then are that we would like to have these fruit and vegetables given away for free. I think it was very well spelled out here that malnutrition has a social component to it. It is obesity, and malnutrition is something that is more likely to occur with poorer people. We will insist on accompanying measures, that any member state who has a school fruit scheme also implements accompanying measures, has to establish a strategy, and has to join in on networking activities.